Well, hello, and for the third time, hello. There's a magic in the number three, of course. Glad to have you here at the Town Manifesting Tarot reading, the most unusual tarot reading you will find anywhere. I don't care where you search on the internet or anybody who you know personally. I've had 20 years doing tarot. In that time, I have determined from my own point of view that tarot really doesn't predict much of anything. Yeah, once in a while you get lucky and things kind of fall together and, da-da-da-da-da-da. Well, that's not the goal of tarot. Tarot is the science of potential, your ability to put pictures in your head, sounds, sights. Create a movie inside of your own brain, not on some damn computer or smartphone or artificial intelligence, which, if you pay any attention to it, is really artificial. And the people who've worked for a long time on AI have said the same thing. It's not everything that you think it is, but there are some really bone-chilling aspects to that, and they've already experienced some. I'm not going to get into that right now. I'm focusing on your God-given kryptonite, your ability to manifest, put pictures inside of your own head. Now, I said just a moment ago, I've discovered over 20 years that tarot is not really a predictive tool, not intended to be. It is a manifesting tool. I've done astrology, numerology for over 50 years, and in that time, I have clearly established, in my mind, that numerology and astrology are predictive. Why? Because they're the science of cycles. Within cycles. I mean, it gets to be insane. And that's one of the difficulties I've had doing astrological charts for people over 50 years. And I have never run into an astrologer who is any better at it. Especially with astrology, numerology to a lesser degree, but astrology, there are so many parts and pieces, man. You got the wheel turning, you got the ascendant moving, you got the midheaven, the nadir, you got all the different cusps that you have to deal with that are constantly changing, and then you got the aspects, the trine, the sextile, the biquintile, and that's just scraping the surface. It gets nuts. And then you get these wacky whacks who go, well, there's this magical frequency coming through outer space right now. Stop. These things that you're talking about coming from outer space, A, have been here all the time. Two, if there is anything cyclical about this energy, it moves in tens, if not hundreds of thousands of years. You don't have a frigging clue in terms of what it's going to do, and it's not important. That's why we have the tarot, the potential. So what I've done in this tarot reading is to set the table with the astrology and the numerology and serve the dinner as the tarot reading. You know what's going on. I give you a historical perspective so that you can look back and go, oh yeah, geez, I kind of am a little bit familiar with history. I remember that. Like, for example, American Revolution. Takes Pluto 250 years roughly to go all the way around the solar system. So 250 years ago, we signed the Declaration of Independence. Guess what's coming up next summer? July 4, 250th anniversary. That means Pluto and the planet Uranus are in the same spot that they were back when we became a country. If you think at any point in time with the history that you've studied that it was a pleasant time, that everybody was stepping in line and agreeing with one another, no, it was the same thing that was going on right now. I could see America divided up. I could see, like in Western Canada, states leaving. I could see a shift of power between provinces and states. And we're at that time. We know, as we did 250 years ago, we need a major overhaul. Things cannot stay the same. So what I do is combine the tarot, science of potential, with astrology, numerology, the science of cycles, and I put the two together so that you get a complete picture, because that helps you to manifest. That's the kryptonite that I want you to reach into. That's what I want you to pay attention to. And so because of that, that's what the whole focus of this thing is. So let's begin with what I call the astrology or the astrologic. We're going to set the table, as I said, with the astrology and the numerology, and we're doing it here today. I said that Pluto takes 250 years to go around the whole solar system. 250 years ago, Declaration of Independence. Today, we're in that same spot again, essentially. What about the middle part? In astrology, that's called the opposition. That's always a time when you look back and you go, okay, how are we going to make adjustments? And very often in our lifetimes, we're coerced or forced into those adjustments. Sometimes we have the insight to make those adjustments. So we go back to the midpoint between Pluto Declaration of Independence and Pluto today. It's 1905. As I said, it takes Pluto 250 years to go around the entire solar system. At the Declaration of Independence, Pluto was right around late Capricorn, early Aquarius, a little bit of fudge factor there. And Pluto's in the same spot right now. So next year, the 250th anniversary of the United States of America, that will be the completion of that cycle. But let's go to the midway point, the halfway point, 1905. Give us a little sloppy give and take on either side. At the turn of the 20th century, the early 1900s, some nasty shit was beginning to happen. There was an unholy marriage between politics and money. I'm not going to get into it. It's going to take more time than I want to give you, but you can check it out for yourself. It changed our school system, changed our medical system, changed our economic system. It changed every single part. Around 1905, give or take 5 years. Powerful, powerful politics and money, and we're now seeing the result of that, what I call evil marriage. So that's really where we stand. That's the astrology part of it. Let's move on now to the tarot part, and let's take a look at this power of your potential, this kryptonite stuff that you have. First card, King of Wands. Kings are the ones that always make the proclamations. You could say the kings have the big mouth. We are going to do this. Well, the King of Wands is no different. He has a lot of charisma. He's very innovative, creative, and he comes up with this idea. And wands are always positivity, excitement, enthusiasm, and lots and lots and lots and lots of energy. No halfway, no half-ass. It's all or nothing. And that's the energy that the King of Wands puts into this potential of yours. Then we have the Queen of Wands. And I didn't set this stuff up. We got the King and the Queen and the Knight of Wands all next to one another. When you have something like that, the potential is magnified. So we have the King making the proclamation. We have to do better. We got to be more enthusiastic. We have to be happier, more gratitude. We got to do this stuff. And we can't do it halfway. We got to do it all the way. Well, the Queen comes in there and she says, okay, it's a nice idea. Positivity, enthusiasm, joy. Yeah, I like it. So she's dedicated. She's enthusiastic. Again, with wands, nothing half-assed, nothing halfway. It's all or nothing at all. And so the Queen takes what the King has said we need, more positivity, enthusiasm, gratitude, joy, peace. She starts to work in that direction. But now this is where, as I said, it gets interesting because we now have the Knight of Wands. So the King, Queen, and Knight of Wands all together, positivity, enthusiasm, joy, potential. I mean, this reading is oozing potential. Somewhere in the next week or month or something like that, you will have a possibility of reaching the Knight of Wands energy. Knights always bring gifts. There is something that is going to happen. It may be very obvious to all. It may be obvious just to you. It doesn't mean that it goes across the board. But it does mean with the 3 Wands cards, King, Queen, and now the Knight, you are open to it at least on a subconscious level. And so with the Knight bringing gifts, he brings courage. He brings confidence. Something is going to get you to say, okay, I can't just sit back on the sidelines. I'm not a spectator. I have to get involved in some way, but I have to do it intelligently because one person ain't going to change everything. Just not going to happen. I got it. But I can do my part for me. So how can I fire up the flame of enthusiasm, positivity, gratitude, joy. And I mean really rifle it up, really fire it up, really manifest. That's the kryptonite. You're so powerful. And every single one of us manifests negatively. All these wands cards, it's time to manifest positively. Charisma, innovation, dedication, enthusiasm, courage, confidence. And you're listening to me right now and going, what the hell are you smoking? Take a look at the world. It's a shithole. Yeah, it is. But there are people out there who are looking for your enthusiasm, your dedication, your courage, your confidence. You don't know how it will benefit, but you start putting people together. And it doesn't take a lot. 20% of everybody in America following this idea, we could change everything. And have a great 250th anniversary for America. That's all it takes, is about 20%. That's it. So you do your part, please. Get that kryptonite. Shine it up, polish it up, get going. It's more important that you try it now than ever before. Time and choices, that's all we got. So be wise, be careful. Focus, be dedicated, be positive, enthusiastic. Maybe that's what you need to work on. Maybe that's the result. You don't have to see something in front of your face. You don't have to be able to grab it, but inside of you it changes. Whatever it is, time and choices, keep them in mind. So that's it for now. We're out of here. Please like and subscribe. I have said every day, and I will continue to say it because it's true. There is nasty shit going on with the internet. There is nasty shit going on with database stuff. There's nasty shit going on with this AI thing. They're already adjusting things behind the scenes. They're not obvious. They don't really shove it in your face. But you can see changes if you have an internet site or if you have an email or whatever. They're messing. They're messing. And the closer you get to the truth, the more they mess. So like and subscribe. Let's you and I fight this together. So between now and the next time you and I manifest tarot together, peace and blessings.